Welcome to lecture video series on the subject renewable energy resources. Here we are going to discuss about Model 2. Model 2 consists of two chapters. One is solar thermal energy collector, another one is photovoltaic cell or solar cell. In Model 2, we are going to concentrate in solar energy. How the solar energy is used for the application as a natural resources. Sun energy is a natural resources. How much energy can be utilized for the domestic applications or any kind of application by using the natural resources is nothing but solar energy. Only we are consuming 40 to 50 percentage, because that much of hardware devices only we have to absorb the solar energy. Solar energy is a clean energy and it is a cheap energy and enormously available renewable energy. Solar energy can be used in two ways. Either we can directly use the solar energy as a thermal energy, or indirectly we can use this solar energy as a electrical energy by using a semiconductor device. We call it as a solar photovoltaic cell. This cell, which is used to convert the solar energy into electricity. In cold climate region or any other region in a winter side, the large amount of thermal energy is required to heat the air to maintain the comfort conditions in space. If you visit American countries or in Western countries, the climate is very too chill. In India, in summer we need of air conditioner. In winter it is normal. It's not going below the minus degree Celsius. Very rare. But if you go to the abroad, most of the places the climatic condition is going less than the 0 degree Celsius or minus degree Celsius. So there the people who wants heater to heat the particular room, in the sense we can use this solar energy as a heater. So the thermal energy which is required to heat the air to maintain the comfort condition in a space, and also to heat the water heater, what for washing the clothes, cleaning and drying, or we can use for domestic applications or industrial needs. Wherever we can use this, the thermal energy. Solar thermal energy. Thermal means heat. Energy is a resource. So heat energy, solar means sun. Sun's heat energy is utilized for the various application. How it can be utilized? By using the device we call it as a collector. Here we are going to study in this chapter what are the various collectors are used to absorb the sun energy, and that solar energy is converted into heat energy, and wherever we need, there we can use. How the conversion process is taking place? Suppose I want to heat this room. If I want to cool this room, I can use a air conditioner. If I want to heat this room, in the sense, what are the devices can be used, in the sense conventional system can be used to heat this by heating the water and converting the water into vapor and passing the vapor through this roof. We can heat the room. But in solar energy, in solar system, it's a natural system. With the help of sun energy, we are heating the space. We want to dry the crops, we can use the solar energy system as a solar thermal energy energy system for the drying the crops, washing the clothes with the hot water, or room space heating. Everything can be done by using this solar thermal energy collector. And next technology is nothing but photovoltaic cell, or otherwise it is called as a solar cell. The solar cell can be used either solar power plant or solar photovoltaic cells to get an industrial, I mean, to get an electricity. Installing the solar energy in more than million houses, it is the target for an Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency and the Ministry of Non-Conventional Energy Sources. They are working continuously to install the solar energy more than the million houses in the shortest time to increase the uses of the solar energy. The presented in the conference in 2030, most of the houses in the India which will be installing the solar cells for the applications like domestic lighting, solar water heating, street light lighting, village electrification, railway signals, desalination of saline water, that is nothing but salt water conversion, water pumping, space heating, solar cooking and space cooling, solar greenhouses, powering of remote communication stations. These are all the applications of the solar cells. So, solar energy can be broadly used either with the technology called solar thermal conversion process or solar photovoltaic conversion process. First, we will see the solar thermal conversion process. So, sun's heat energy is a diffuse energy. It is always collected then concentrated. For that, we are using a device, we call it as a collector. So, collector will absorb the sun's energy, solar energy, and converted into heat energy. Okay, how the heat energy is converted in the sense solar energy is passed through the glass material and with absorber, and inside the glass material the pipe will be fixed. Inside the pipe the water is flowing or any fluid is flowing in the sense, then the cold water is converted into hot water with the help of this solar radiation. So residential panels for the heat collections are also, we are using the various collectors. There are two types of collectors. One is a flat plate collector, another one is a parabolic collector or concentrated collectors. In water heating system, we are using solar water heating system. We are using a flat plate collector. Sometimes the evacuated plate collectors are also used. So solar energy collectors are a special kind of heat exchangers that transforms the solar radiation energy into internal energy of the transport medium. So solar energy collectors is nothing but a special kind of heat exchanger. So solar energy is converted into heat energy. Okay, and it is the internal energy of the transport medium. The major component of the any solar system in the sense, it is a solar collector. So solar collector which absorbs the incoming solar radiation and converts it into heat, then it transfers the heat to the fluid in the sense either water will be used or any ammonia fluid will be used or propane will be used or it can be oil also be used, which is flowing through the collector. If you take a solar water heater, you have seen in the many metropolitan cities in the roof of the building the solar water heater is installed in the sense there is a panel will be there and one more boiler will be there. So the boiler and the panel is nothing but the collector. So inside the collector there will be evacuated tubes where the water will be flowing through the tube, and based upon the sun's radiation or incident on that particular plate, the water which is flowing in the tube will be get heated. Now the outlet is nothing but hot water, inlet is nothing but cold water. So solar radiation is converted into heat energy. This is the concept. So solar collectors normally this solar energy collected is carried from circulating fluid either directly to the hot water or space conditioning room heating purpose also it can be used, or the same heat energy can be stored in a separate tank. It is called as a thermal storage tank, from which we can use during night time and cloudy time or rainy time to heat the particular space, or to heat the water, to dry the crops, or to make the cooling system for the room's surface. The same thermal energy can be used. So thermal energy can be collected, and it will be sun energy will be connected and converted into solar energy, and the solar energy, that is nothing but the thermal energy, can be transferred, that can be stored, and that can be converted. So three process will be taken place by the solar collectors. So solar collectors can be used a large variety of applications. We have a following areas where the solar collectors are used. In the sense, the first point is nothing but solar water heating, solar space heating, solar refrigeration, industrial process heat system, solar desalination system, solar thermal power generation system. Here and all the solar collectors or solar absorbing devices are used. Solar water heating system, in the sense, which includes thermosiphon process. Thermosiphon process in the sense, either it is a active solar water heating system or passive solar water heating system. So thermosiphon is coming under passive water solar system heating, which is used in the house or home applications, which is integrated collector storage system, air system, direct circulation system, indirect water heating system. That is all coming under the solar water heating system. Solar space heating system, in the sense, which includes both water and air system for heating the particular space or particular slab or particular compartment or particular chamber. And solar refrigeration system, in the sense, it includes both adsorption process and absorption process. So absorption and adsorption, both process will be taking place. And industrial process heat system, in the sense, which includes both low temperature and solar steam generation. That is low temperature in the sense air and water based applications, and solar steam generation. With the help of steam generation, that electricity can be generated, or with the help of steam generation any textile things can be dried, or the crops can be dried, or tobacco seeds, tea seeds, coffee seeds can be used to dry or remove the moisture. This industrial process heat systems can be used. And then solar desalination system, in the sense, which includes both direct or indirect system, direct system and an indirect system. That means conventional desalination equipment also used with the help of solar collectors. So salination is nothing but the salt water is converted into pure water. So for that purpose we can use this solar desalination, this is solar collectors. And solar thermal power generation, in the sense, which includes a parabolic trough system and power tower, that is a heliostatic power tower system, and central receiver system as like a parabolic dish system, and Stirling engine system also be used for the power generation. So Stirling engine, in the sense, it is a heat engine operating by cyclic compression and expansion. There is any temperature variation in the chamber, the compression and expansion will be taking place. Based upon that, the piston movement will be there in the chamber, so which can be used for the generation of electricity. That means this mechanical movement is converted into electrical movement. Okay, the solar energy is converted into, the heat energy is converted into mechanical energy, and mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy with the help of this Stirling engine, or otherwise we call it as a Brayton engine. So Brayton engine and Stirling engine is nothing but which it is a heat engine which is operating by cyclic compression method, compression and expansion based upon the temperature, room temperature that we are going to see based upon the chamber temperature or that particular piston temperature. Okay, and any other air or gas or working fluid are also used at a different temperature level in order to convert that heat energy into mechanical energy. Similar to the steam engine, we are using the Stirling engine is a traditionally classified as external combustion engine, as all heat transfers to working fluid, and from the working fluid is taking place through the engine wall. There is a wall is there inside that everything is taking place. And one more thing is it is a steam engine where for generation of electricity we can go with the heliostat receiver, in the sense in that heliostat receiver is nothing but a tallest tower where the receiver will be kept in the tower, and below the tower many mirrors are kept which can focus to the line of sight to the receiver. So whenever the sun rays falls onto this mirror, that energy will be reflected back, that can be absorbed by the receiver in the top of the tower. There is a one system is used called as a Rankine cycle system. Inside that the water is converted into steam, and steam is moved to rotate the prime mover, that is called as a turbine, and the turbine which is connected to the generator which will produce the electricity. So this is nothing but the Rankine cycle process or heliostat process. So the amount of heat energy produced by the solar collector is normally depends upon the what type of collector we are using, what is the working surface direction towards the sun, what is the meteorological conditions like weather condition, and the location, and many other factors we are going to discuss in this topic.